Welcome to the first ever Poetry Slam presented by the inaugural Oral Tradition and Spoken Word class. Yeah! Woo! We are really excited to have you all here in person and online. We would like to give a special thanks to Miss Collins, Northborough Public Access, and Miss Morrison for helping us get the event off the ground.
Spoken word has been a means of communication and storytelling throughout time and throughout cultures, from Norse Vikings to West African griots, and to today's Poetry Slam. What we love about spoken word is that it's loud, it's exciting, and it's celebratory. We don't wait until the end of the poem to clap, actually. We interact and engage. So if you hear something you like, snap your fingers. Give it a shot, come on, snap with us. You can clap your hands and shout affirmations. It's okay to do that. Or, if you want, you can make yummy noises that sound like, mmm. On the count of 3, let's make a yummy noise with us. 1, 2, 3.
Excellent. Don't be shy. Feel free to respond when you feel inspired to. So with no further delay, let's introduce our first poet, Jordan Chastanay.
To the friends I have lost. Okay, I get it, I'm stupid. Stupid mistakes that ruin things. Things like our friendship, a friendship that I missing something I will never get back. Looking back in time, I would think about my actions and the things I say things differently or not say them at all. I will never get what we had back. Back to a friendship I will never forget. Forgetting the adventures we went on school nights and weekends of fun times that are gone forever. Forever ago doesn't seem that long ago. It was only a month, months, maybe years for some, months for others. I think to myself, why are there more than one? I ruin friendships because I don't think. Overthinking is actually the problems I could just keep to myself, but I ask if you are mad at me or annoyed with something I did. Did I text you more than I should have? Have I lost you, or our trust? I trusted you with my thoughts and feelings I don't want and you didn't either. It drove you away, so far away that we may never speak again. It was me, wasn't it? It's always me. I'm always at fault of my own anxiety taking over me and you and all the fun times we sharing that cheesecake or all of our secrets you now know that I don't want you to know. I want you to know that I have changed in ways I told you I could. Could is the wrong word that I did. Didn't I tell you I would get help I needed, so I did? Didn't I tell you I would be a better version of me? Me who I am is better because of you. You left, but a piece of you is still there. There you are every day at school in the hallways, awkward hallways where when we see each other we don't look or look deep into each other's eyes and just keep walking away from you and you walking away from me. My thoughts told me that we would be friends again one day. Days are limited now. Now we will start our lives over again in new cities and states, making new friends I will keep forever because I am better than I was before. But just know that I still care about you. You and the others are the ones I miss the most, but mostly you, my former best friend. Sincerely, Jordan.
All right, next up we have Edna Kenya-Chui.
Falling in love. OMG. First, add me on Snapchat. Nobody slides into DMs anymore. Then we upgrade to texting, then FaceTime if we're lucky, 90-day trial, and if you pass, we're dating. 180 days with good behavior and you might just get an Instagram post. Then you're official. Late night calls, freaky texts, matching Jordans. Wow, the perfect social media relationship. Expiration date, upcoming hot girl summer. But will that be us? I want to love like me, thinking of you, thinking of me type love, or seeing how my first name just sounds so good to your last type love. I want a love that makes me wait until he's fallen asleep and wonder if he's dreaming about us being in love type love, or who loves each other more type love, or slow dancing to the music of our hearts type love. I want to not have enough ink to write in my pen to write all the things I love about him type love. I want a love that makes me stutter. Just thinking about our love type love. I want to love you till we're 85, go on shuffleboard dates, dance to hip hop music from 1995 type love. We'll be rocking matching track scoots and rope gold chains. I want to be the Martin to your Gina except in their old age type love. We'll take aerobics classes and wear bifocal glasses, eat at IHOP and hold hands during Sunday masses. Pretend like we don't have wrinkles or on our chins and cramps in our back. Just put the world on pause and just laugh. Pretend like death is not planning on erasing us or replacing us with better versions of us type love. I want that 90s type love, hospital bedtime type love. Without sex, without lust, nor me, nor I, just we and us. So, will that be us? Can I talk to you until I lose my last breath? Because he leaves me breathless without the expanding of my lungs, I inhale all of him back to me, because it ain't love until I'm throwing rocks at his bedside window. It ain't love until I make his beard grow. Why is it that this current type of love leaves you deflated like a balloon, lifeless like me? Why is it that this new type of love leaves you in circles like a dog chasing its tail? He cheated, you forgave him. He cheated, you forgave him. He cheated, and guess what? You forgave him. I want that 90s type love that meant loyalty took over me. Maybe not who I am, but who I'm gonna be.
Next to the stage is Robert Scharf.
In another world. For as long as I can remember, I've wished that this world was not mine. So much has seemed out of place, caught in a cosmic mix-up I've failed to fix. It's hard to change circumstance, so suffice to change me. In another world, I'd never been someone who was not myself. In another world, the light shining from my eyes was never false. My truth behind them had always shone. In another world, I never snuck out late for secret affection. In another world, my grandmother asked, "Why doesn't a handsome young man like you have a girlfriend?" And she didn't die before I let my truth be known. It's easy to deflect words you've quietly defined yourself by, my pain numbed by self-damaging routine. It's easy to understand when you've hated yourself with those words too, but not when they come from a place of malice, not when I can feel them screaming honesty from within. In another world, you called me friend, but not in this one. Instead, you sat across from me and said, "Shut the fuck up, you fucking faggot." What I said was the silent air trapped within frantic lungs, wishing to escape its prison in my truth. In another world, I walked away from the table at that Cheesecake Factory, and in that world, my friends got up and followed me too. Again, I found myself pleading for this reality to not be my own, stuck in a nightmare of tortured identity and fractured value, where I may not be worth my weight in gold, but what about in flesh? Because to you I was disgusting. To you I was not worth the weight of the words you spat heavy in the air. To you it was an easy dig. But to me it was the joy in this life that I hadn't let myself discover or express. To me it was the pride that had escaped my restless soul. It was confidence so many queer kids lack for too long. In a world where I am more than a faggot, I wrote a poem. When will we start being ourselves and not afraid? When will poets not hide behind metaphor? When will we speak our truths loud and clear? I am tired of being people I am not. In this world, there will be a time and a place where you can be you. Until then, muster up as much authenticity as you can bear, because in this world, is it worth living if not for yourself? I've never believed in a higher power, but I pray in this terrifyingly unjust world, I'll pray to whichever God you choose. In this world, I pray to God because no one else offers me justice.
Next up is Adriana Baldelli.
A man I've grown to understand. My father. Tattooed head to toe, the smell of diesel seeps from the palms of his hands. A man of few words, unless the topic is about the mechanics of a car or an animal being hunted. Other than that, he keeps to himself, smiling rarely, hiding his emotions through a straight face. "Good night, Dad. I love you." Would be the response more often than not. Instead of him asking, "How was your day?" his eyes are fixated on the TV screen. But sometimes it changes. He'll ask me to come do errands with him, so we'll get into his black Mustang and drive. Sometimes it's silent and just our presence is enough. Sometimes we sing country music under our breaths. Or sometimes a conversation finally strikes. Because in that moment, everything is peaceful. I no longer need the constant reassurance of an "I love you," because I've grown to understand people have different ways of showing their appreciation. For us, it is simply quality time spent together. Those drives symbolize something, so much more, because at that moment, he is my dad.
And next up is Katie Holmes.
Okay. Is this okay? Okay. Impulsive environmentalist. I often think about the future. Kids wearing masks to filter out smog and chemicals poisoning their breath. No trees left, only bleak gray buildings and dead brown grass. And oceans no longer a destination of vacation, but rather a damp landfill. Now I will admit, I critique others for their use of plastic product when I have used my fair share of single-use bag and bottle. But I have found myself a new motivation that's purely psychotic, as mental breakdowns push my inner environmentalist full throttle. I lose the control. The spinning thoughts, the heavy breathing, the shaky hands and sweaty palms, as my tear-ridden face stares at the screen. The stress becomes reusable dryer sheets or snack bags, a 24-pack of metal straws and organic lotions, or a bamboo toothbrush and fancy dinner rags as I pile my stress into an already full cart. I'm not saying I only care about the environment on the days my emotions escape my control, but on those days, I use the credit card to vent, as I redirect the stress seeping from my soul. As the packages and boxes arrive at my steps, I'm reminded of my impulsive attempts to restore the earth to a life of content while truly searching for personal effect. Even though my efforts are hypocritical as Amazon fuels the destruction of the earth, I find the reason for my behavior is psychoanalytical as my credit card pays for what my lost control is worth. But I cannot do this alone. I cannot wait for another tear-driven shopping spree, as we must all channel our impulsive environmentalist to restore the grip that has slipped from the earth's fading glory.
Next to the stage is Chloe Trong.
Ode to Ego. You inflated, full of yourself, can't shut up, annoying, obnoxious, loud, liked by no one, good for nothing ego. You think that every thought you have is worth repeating, worth tweeting, that all your words are worthy of an audience even if no one is listening, and they say you just need to learn how to filter yourself. But they don't know how many words are already caught in my throat. You think that every picture I take is perfect. Your waistline here, your hair there. Look at your lashes, look at yourself. You snap people you don't know and don't care about just for the opportunity to look at yourself for a little bit longer, and when the numbers on my phone don't live up to your expectations, you remind me that they're all just jealous. When I'm alone at the mall and pass a group of teenagers, you lift my chin and force my eyes not to break eye contact. When I walk home alone and the construction workers wolf whistle even though I'm wearing sweatpants and a hoodie, you pick up my pace and remind me of the power of my voice. Ego, I'm scared that something will happen one day that will crush you. It will smash through you until you're so deflated and depressed that you can't lift me up out of bed. And I hope that I'll be strong enough to pick you up and remind you of how awesome we are. So, Ego, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I hold your words in, because even if I say the same ones as him, I'm obnoxious, but he's charismatic. I'm sorry that sometimes I delete all the pictures or let my eyes fall. I'm sorry that I don't treat you the way that you know you should be treated, but I love you, Ego. Because who's going to believe in me if you don't help me believe in myself first?
Next to the stage is Phil Retreaty.
This is a short, untitled poem. I walk these streets every day, every single day, to and from broken hearts to broken homes. I still walk into my old home. I still hear the children who once lived there echoing through the halls with fluffy carpets and painted walls. I can still feel the fluff of rugs beneath my feet, even though the wood is still bare and cold. The carpets got stripped and the walls were punched in with fists and feet over sleepless nights, and the children's voices faded with time into stifled sobs. It's an empty husk of soulless, lifeless, white walls and a dead father's afterlife living inside of home videos, and there's a Remington over in the corner, chambered in 308, telling me to let it all fucking go. I don't, though. I keep walking. I keep walking past my home into a new one. That street over there, that's Westbrook. I don't hear any children there, so I call it my home.
Next to the stage is Erin Navroli.
The brave sophomore. I am inferior, the youngest in the class, the brave sophomore. I'm an ant compared to you lions. My poems, bad. My hair, bad. My grades, bad. My outfit, bad. When will I be good enough to not be inferior to you? Constantly having to be mature enough to have an opinion valid to you. My problems belittled and dismissed because I'm still growing. What do I have to do to not be invisible? To prove a purpose, to have a purpose, to prove a point. I'm sick and tired of being the bigger person when the literal bigger person is telling me to grow up. I am nothing but a sapling. You, a tall oak who overcasts a shadow, leaving no room to grow. I am small but mighty. I plant my roots firmly and continue to stretch and stretch and stretch until I am as tall as you, you big oak. I will be taller, for I have learned from your mistakes and will never cast a shadow over another sapling. I have spent years in a forest of those who stunt my growth, limiting me to my knowledge on sedimentary rocks and geometric triangles, to solving proofs and test scores. But there's one place where my leaves can spread out and blow in the wind. Oral tradition and spoken word. A class with all seniors, except the brave sophomore. I'm glad you think I'm brave. You say that like it's hard for me to communicate with people older than me. Like I haven't been pulling my chair back and sitting at the big kids table for as long as I could walk. I'm a big kid now. I'm grown. I'm mature. I'm the youngest in the class. I strut into that dimly lit classroom, sit in the second column in the second row, and hold my head up with pride, forcing myself to speak and to deal with my insecurities, challenging myself every day, persevering and trying my hardest to accomplish what has been deemed impossible for someone my age. I am the brave sophomore.
Next up is Carrie Walsh.
An ode to the temporary. I love the things that are lost to time, the tentative laughter, the tiniest lies, sandcastles and sidewalk chalk that wash away with the tide. I love the familiar intricacies, the customing sticker in the science hallway on the second floor, the walk to school every day, the walks from school in the rain, who parks where and when and on what days. I love the things I don't remember, my middle school routine, recess in elementary school. I sing Requiem for soccer practice and piano lessons, rest in peace 6th grade dances, and the prom I'll never have. I must go, as all things do. My beacon shines high in the sky. Bright star, keep shining for me. You've always been my someday, fictitious. This place has been, is, always forever, until it isn't. Bright star, you are my new forever, until you won't be. An ode to the temporary. The best things in life are free, but freedom never exists in one place for too long. No matter how much we want infinity, no amount of stretching will make you flexible enough to make it there. If I can't stretch it any further, the least I can do is have it survive in my stanzas.
Next to the stage is Haley Rabarchuk.
What I've learned from cats. My neighbor's cat struts like a celebrity, chasing chipmunks and chewing flowers like she owns the place. She naps on the lawn by the fence, face to the sun, tail swishing like a runway model, second to none. She invented the catwalk. She eats up all the treats, the baby talk, a goddess of gleaming claws and tiger-striped fur. Egyptians used to worship the likes of her thousands of years ago, and she has not forgotten this. The feel of the throne, her golden toys, her pyramid cat tree, she is a work of art. She's the kind of cat that demands, look at me. And when you've stared and seen her glory, turns away like she doesn't care and saunters off with her tail in the air, held high like a heavenly halo. My best friend's cat sleeps a lot and eats a lot and sits and purrs in boxes with the softest look. People do drugs to try and catch that feeling. Scratching his ears feels like healing, like childhood. The good boy loves a good lap to sit in. He fits right in all the corners and crevices to keep shadows at bay. And when you sleep, he'll be there to curl up on your chest and cover your clothes with hair. And in the morning, he'll bat at your eyes. I try to be like him on weekends or with friends. Be the kind of cat that always loves a hug. Be the kind of kitty that shrugs off insults and bruises, that finds a cabinet to sit and snooze in it for 18 hours. Just give me a sliver, a smidge of that stage presence, that carefree confidence, and I promise I won't miss all this human stuff. Not cars or books or makeup, breakups, grades, or lack of tact, not the words unsaid or deadlines missed calls or to-do lists, not even chocolate. I'll sleep through my worries and sashay through my days, no insecurities to speak of, and spend evenings outside or squeezed under couches, scratching up carpets and swatting at birds I see through my window. How nice would that be, to be just a little more cat-like?
Next up, we got Omar El-Rafai.
The finish line. Is it almost over? Are things getting back to normal? Or does the fear inside of us continue to grow and grow? Still continuing to count down the days, the minutes, the seconds until I venture outside. Outside only to be betrayed. Betrayed by family, betrayed by friends, betrayed by those who only mean the best intentions. And when will things get back to normal? When will I be able to enjoy time with family, with friends, and talk to strangers who I meet on the bus stop on the way to school? The thoughts of losing people left and right. The thoughts that social distancing will help face the issue. The thoughts that, oh, we're wearing masks, it won't spread, but the numbers continue to double every day. But maybe it's finally ending. Because I know it's ending. I can see it. I can see the finish line.
Next to the stage with his second poem is Robert Scharf.
Brute emerald butterfly. Let me move this up a little bit. Brute emerald butterfly. If progress were a painting, you came here to ruin it. Wielding a broad brush, you override, erasing and changing. I grimace at every drop of sickly green paint that leaves your palette. This painting has grown green with your objections, so why do you sit stubbornly stuck in a pool of paint? Your drips dry and gum the gears of my action. Tracking paint on your shoes too, you've haphazardly dealt injustice in your wide wake. But that proudly smeared shade has lost its luster. The green dosing no longer garners our attention. Rose-tinted glasses now glint green. New style turns status quo. Your playbook oozes incompetence, saturating indiscriminately. This broken system has obscured that this painting has greened, and so have we.
Our final poet is Edna Kenyanjui.
Meet Anna. 911, what's your emergency? Ma'am, can you hear me? I didn't mean to. I'm gonna need a little bit more information than that. I didn't mean to kill her. Who did you kill? Anna Rexia. Here lies Anna Rexia, a woman obsessed with beauty, but she loved me. In love with the 2D projection of her body, completed by the tune of an empty stomach, but she still loved me. Or she loved me enough to tell me when the lightning bolts of my hips or the fullness of my lips stopped me from becoming beautiful, because she loved me. As the weight of my happiness melted off my body, I began to sigh, craving for a gap between my thighs. And when I cried, the salt of my pain dried up on my face. I smiled in the mirror and said, "At least I lost a little bit more weight." You're too big to know Anna. You're too ugly to know Anna. You're too blessed to know Anna, says my pastor. 3 a.m. in a hospital bed, running high on saline, thinking nobody's ever loved me like that. She told me, "You don't have to be strong. You're allowed to be wrong. You know, nobody's ever loved me like that." Bound by the chains of these words, imprisoned by my silence, my mind won't be quiet. She began to choke me with her love, starve me with her beauty, feed me with her toxic words. And with her dining table latched to the back of my mind, she began to confuse me. So I had to kill her, Mrs. Operator. I had to. before she killed me.
Everyone come up. Come on. Come on. Come on. We can do a socially distanced bow. Thanks for coming, everybody. Can't see anyone. Have a good weekend. That's it.